Alright, how you doing everybody? I just recently seen Diecast Looney had a video about a reply challenge video to mods and rods in your collection and vehicles, and yeah, I've been kind of watching it and thinking about it here for the last couple days, trying to go through all my totes of vehicles and find out what I have for examples of a hot rod or a modified vehicle, or kind of both examples. So I think I got enough. Probably a little too many, but I think it's probably better than have more than not enough. So, yeah, I just did my best to find the best examples I can with the amount. But my first one is it's a Johnny Lightning model kit I bought, and it was basically just a box with the parts. You basically put it together and have yourself a 1/64 diecast vehicle. And I bought this in like 1999. And so my first vehicle for a mod and a rod is this Johnny Lightning Vampire Van. And you can see there's a screw and a little tab there. Yeah, Vampire Van, 1996, Playing Manus. So, yeah, I mean, it's still brand new from when I bought it and put it together. But, that's the way it came out to be. I think I still have one that's not put together yet in my totes. I think it's pretty cool looking. But yeah, it fits as a hot rod, but it's also modified too because it's like a vampire van. So, I mean, it's even got a little hearse in the back. Just pretty cool looking. Man, Giant Lightning, awesome. For my next example is a M2 model kit I bought. I bought this last year, but it is a 1932 Ford Gasser, pretty much. I think it's pretty sharp looking. It came with extra wheels, and I used those on a 63 Corvette. I guess you would call it a, I don't know, look at a 63 split window Corvette Stingray bus. Yeah, 3 times fast. But, yeah, it had a weird look, like a tuned look to it, but it's from like the early 2000s. But, I did a custom paint job on it, and the wheels that were extra with this, I put it on those. But yeah, it's pretty cool looking for a 32 Ford. I mean, it looks like a hot rod. Definitely modified with the Ford tempos on there and everything. And the wheels match pretty nicely. So, you know, hot rod. It's a gasser. So, the next one is a M2 Willys Coupe gasser, which I think is pretty awesome. It was a pink edition. Actually, I did a wheel swap with another one I got that was a gasser. The other one was just regular and didn't have the suspension bars or the headers coming down it or nothing. And I did a swap with some premium Hot Wheels Real Riders on this. But, yeah, that's pretty sharp looking. I love that, and I think it looks pretty cool for a hot rod. The next one's a Hot Wheels 1932 Ford hot rod. It says Coupe de Ford on the side. It's not that old of a casting. I've had it for a couple years now. You can barely see it. Coupe de Ford. Cab. Sorry. Whatever. Coupe de Cab. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool looking. But yeah, it's a Ford 32 Ford. Yeah, it's cool looking. I don't know what the name of this one is called exactly, but I've had this since the 90s when I was a kid, and it's pretty old. It says made in 1988 on it, but, yeah, I've had this since like the 90s. That bad boy right there. I don't know what it was called exactly. Could be a Ford, I'm thinking, probably. But, awesome. It just looks awesome. That big motor on there, definitely a hot rod. And definitely modified too, actually. Look at that beast of a motor on there. It's heavy. Yeah, there's like no name. What's the date? Malaysia. Hot Wheels. But yeah, it's cool with the gold front grille with the headlights, and then the chrome engine with the blur on it, and then the Zamac looking exhaust pipes coming off the side, and the flames in the yellow with the red interior. That's awesome. Yeah, heavy. Had it forever. Next one will be the 8 crate, because I consider that a hot rod and a modified. Because who has a station wagon with an 8-cylinder in the back where the passenger compartment's at? And it definitely looks like a hot rod. Pretty cool looking. Yeah, the 8 crate. I'm definitely counting it. Next one here is my Maisto 1932 Ford hot rod. This came on a what do you call it? Like an adventure team thing. Came with a truck and a trailer, and then the car. But yeah, I think it's really sharp looking. The carrier truck, the transport truck, looks just like it, the same color and everything. And yeah, I think that's pretty awesome looking. Bought that at Walmart a couple years ago. The Maisto sets, but I think it looks awesome. It just looks vintage. I love the colors they used on it. Just it has that antique look to it, but yeah, it's pretty sharp. Now, a lot of people have these, the old school classic ones and some of the newer ones, but I got this as one of the art cars, and I did a wheel swap on both of them. But I love this Hot Wheels, and I wish I had one of the older ones, and I wish I had one with the 8-ball on it, but it is my hot rod mod Roger Dodger that I did a wheel swap on some M2 wheels. I just put some fats in the back and some skinnies in the front. And that's an art car, so it has a cool looking punk looking, you know, Steam written on there with all the little details and all the graphics on it. But it looks Gaslands kind of, I don't know, it looks cool. But the engine sticking up like that on there, with the wheels sticking out, it definitely says mod and hot rod. I think that's awesome looking. And those tires look just perfect on there. The way they stick out on there. Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome looking. Beautiful car. But I wish I had more of these in my collection. Now, Charles Diecast keeps having these jammers with a whole bunch of Volkswagens in them. And I seen Paul had a vehicles that were Volkswagen Challenge he had also. And I'm thinking, now I need more Volkswagens. And I've been going through all my Volkswagen sets to look for all mine. But this is a color shift one I got. And I saw it in there, but I thought of this challenge too. So I'm definitely going to say a hot rod. And modified, because that engine's way too big for that car. But yeah, it's a color shift. So it turns like this white color. And then otherwise it's blue when it's cold. But that big motor sticking out the back, I mean, I don't know, it's pretty cool looking. So yeah, I count that as a hot rod for sure. And definitely modified, because the engine's sticking over the back of the roof there in the back. Yeah, I don't know, I should get it warm. Alright, I got it pretty warm. I didn't completely get it warm as I could, but yeah, that's what it looks like when it's hot. It's pretty cool looking, because then the flames stick out. You still see the blue there a little bit, but yeah, definitely a hot rod. And I think since we're on the Volkswagen thing, we're going to go with rod or mod. We're going to choose the Dragster panel bus, because definitely a hot rod with a big old blower in the back and a big motor inside of it with just a roll cage in the front. But it's definitely modified, because it's not a stock Volkswagen van for sure. So that's definitely a party bus for some burnouts there. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool looking, so I'm including it. Now for my next hot rod or modified hot rod vehicle is my custom Erikenstein rod. Ugh. I did a wheel swap on it. You can see I left the rivets in there, but I put some green light wheels on there. And yeah, I think that counts as a hot rod or a modified, really. So yeah, it looks really cool with the aftermarket wheels I put on there. I just left it stock looking, but definitely cool looking. And I say it's a hot rod and definitely modified, so I'm counting it. Let me know what you think. Yeah, getting down here, last couple of cars here. So this is a Hot Wheels that I modified. I bought, I think it was a mystery model in the bags, you know, that you just get in the little box there, and they're mystery models. But I had two of them, so I decided to take this one apart, and I spray painted it and did my own thing with it. Did some detailing to it and everything, and did a wheel swap. But it's called the Sky Dome, and I don't know. I call this kind of a modified, because it doesn't look like it did before. I think it was like red with the blue stripe up the middle like that. That's the only part I didn't paint, is a blue stripe there. But I added an engine on the top there. I think it came from a M2 kit I had, like a spare engine or something. But then I painted the back part of this, because this was all clear, so I painted that like light blue color, just to kind of cover the wheels and the fenders. And then I painted the suspension and stuff in the back there. Kind of lost a little bit of paint and everything too, but then I painted the steering wheel, stuff like that a little bit. The seats, detailing. But yeah, I like my wheels. M2 wheels I put on there. I somehow got to stick back together without even screws or nothing in it, which is kind of surprising. I don't know if I just forgot to put the screws in there years ago or what happened, but yeah, I don't know. I call that kind of a mod. Kind of looks hot rod too with the engine sticking up the front, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. Oh, the heck with it. I'm going to include my custom wheel swap bone shaker. I think it's pretty cool looking, and it's a hot rod, and it's modified. So yeah, my mystery model bone shaker with the wheel swap, I'm counting that one. I'm also counting the premium twin mill, because that is cool looking. It's definitely a modified and definitely a hot rod, I'd say, just with the red line liquid mag tires and wheels, and the two motors sticking off the side. Definitely says hot rod and modified, because yeah, that's pretty pimp looking. And I'm going to include my M2 I don't know, I guess you would call it a modified square body, but this is the way it came. So I think it was basically supposed to be a hot rod or something else, but yeah, my square body M2 pickup truck without the bed, and it just has some cool looking a fuel cell in the back, and come on, focus, dude, and the exhaust pipes sticking out the back end there with the mufflers. Yeah, those are fuel tanks on the side there. I don't know. Yeah, it's got all sorts of stuff going on with it. You really can't focus there. '76 GMC truck. But yeah, you got the motor in the front. But yeah, definitely a hot rod truck or a modified. Pretty cool. Now, but you've probably seen it in the display on the thumbnail. But my 1957 Chevy Bel Air hot rods, I'd say, modifieds. I don't know. They're from M2. I think they're pretty cool for an M2 set of vehicles I bought. They came with two in a case, but They were basically a match set. I did a wheel swap on them though, but these things are heavy. These have some weight. It's like a limousine. But yeah, the details on these are awesome. And if you can't tell, there's a motor in the front and some roll bars and motor in the back. Definitely a hot rod, and definitely modified. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love the ghost flames on this with the silver. I mean, that's pretty cool looking. '57 Bel Air. Yeah, and the twin with that, I gave that a wheel swap also with some black wheels and some leather tires. But yeah, it's got the engine in the back end also, engine in the front, and yeah, it's beautiful looking. These are so heavy. I really would like to know how much these weigh, honestly. But yeah, these are the big ticket items. I think they're pretty cool looking. I bought these a couple years ago at Walmart. They came in a big old case. But yeah, so that's my hot rods and modified cars video for you guys. Let me know what you think and your thoughts on my selection. And I don't know, if you like, and please comment, because I like to hear what you have to say and what you think about everything, or what you like or didn't like. And I don't know. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Bye.